Youngers, here we go. You are going to be looking at the verbs ser and estar. Okay, this is something that is on a need-to-know basis, and you need to know it. Okay? So, ser versus estar, your objective is to be able to create and sustain a conversation using ser o estar. Okay? Your rules. Tus reglas. So on your piece of paper, make sure that you guys are designing this out so that way if any question arises, you can ask the questions on this side of the paper. All of your information will go on the right side of the paper. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, yes? Perfect. So rule number 1. Okay? Both these verbs mean the same thing. And they both mean to be. When you think to be, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Yes! Louder. Hi. How? Why? Ser o no ser. Esa es la pregunta. To be or not to be, this is the question. Right? Does that make sense? So, this is what you guys will be answering. Can we say to be in English? I want to be an airborne major. I want to... Yes, to be. Okay? I know it sounds weird. So the beautiful thing about Spanish, though, is when you are talking about this, when you bring in specific verbs, they all have a specific meaning. Okay, if you guys were just listening to the future tense, okay, and you have haber and tener, they both mean to have. So that's what we were just explaining, like what's the difference between the two. When you're using a specific verb, it is asking for a specific response. Okay, does that part make sense? Okay, so they both mean to be. And we have what is called stop the elf. Okay? You have what is called stop the elf. And what that means, it's an acronym. Now, Rach, you said earlier that you were going to use a star because of what? It's not always going to be there. Okay, now, I do have a problem. Okay, because how many of you have taken Spanish before? Okay, so those people that have taken Spanish before, have you had those teachers that said you want to use ser because it never changes? Have you guys heard that before? I have a problem with that. And here's why. Okay, Morgan's sitting right here. I am a teacher. The best darn teacher ever. I know. It's okay. It's true. Okay? If I punch Morgan in the face,
It's aggressive.
the chance of me having my job tomorrow, considering the fact that both her parents are cops, probably would be a bad idea. I will use ser because it's a profession, but it's not lasting. I could quit right now and go live on an island and be happy. But instead, your smiling faces bring me my joy every single day.
I don't think they do. Faces.
All right, just kidding. So, no. I meant back to work is what I meant. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So when you are using ser, if you think of all of ser as descriptions, it will make perfect sense. If you think of ser as descriptions, it will make sense. Why? Because the T stands for time and date. When I say 11 o'clock in the morning, you all have a description in your mind about 11 o'clock in the morning. True or false? If I said 3 o'clock in the morning, you would all have a description of 3 o'clock in the morning. Right? If I said December, you would have a different view than June. Those are all descriptions. And just remember, nothing good happens after midnight. Just remember that. The O stands for origin or nationality. I am from Virginia. Okay? When I say that, you automatically have a description in your head, stereotypes probably, about people from Virginia. They all have gap teeth in their mouth, they could all spit really far, and they got bad accents. 2 out of 3, I've lived out here too long, I've lost my accent. Right? But I still got the gap tooth. The cloth is working. Okay? But you guys all have that. If I said that I am from Alaska, you have a preconceived notion of what Alaskans look like, or act like, or are like. Right? So that's a description. A profession or a job is your next one. With your profession or your job. If I said I am a WWF wrestler, you have an idea of what a wrestler looks like. A description. A teacher. A professional athlete. A runner. A student. All of which can be easily described. True that? Okay, and the last one is your personality or a description. I am smart. Okay? I am fast. I am old, fat, and balding. Those are all descriptions. Okay? Yes, it is true. Thank you. Okay? So if you use SER, think of it as descriptions, because a star only deals with 2 things. Okay, it only deals with 2 things. One is a location, which is different than a nationality. I am from Virginia, but where am I? I'm in Colorado. Can that change? Yeah, I'm not rooted here. I'm not from here. I don't want to be here. I'd rather be on an island. I told you, you bring me joy.
If we did, you wouldn't be here.
I think it's by our good results that you happy.
And feelings. Feelings. Now, if I said that I am happy, okay, I could use that as Sarah. I really am a happy person. You may not think so, but I really am a happy person. Papa Bear comes out every now and again, but I am a happy person. Right? You guys are all teams. You guys are an emotional train wreck. I'm super happy, and then I turn around and look at you, and you're bawling in the corner. And then I see you like 3 seconds later, and you're like, no, I'm awesome. That was okay. It was just weird. Okay? Those are all feelings. But if you went through, and because you can say, like, right now, I'm crazy. Like, estoy loco. Like, I'm crazy right now. You got a lot going on. But if you said soy loco, it means that you're just like crazy. Like not changeable crazy. Does that make sense? So there's a difference there. So that's why you really have to know what verb you're saying, because if you attach adjectives to the wrong verb, okay, it comes out as a totally different meaning. Does that make sense? Kind of like when we were talking about how to say I am hot and what not to say with that. Kind of the reason behind that. So, does this make sense? Yes? Yes? So how do you conjugate them? Well, they both mean the exact same thing. Ser means to be. Estar means to be. Well, you now know, I'm going to erase this piece over here. You guys now know what they both mean and when to both use them. So the meanings of them are the exact same. You say, I am. You are. He or she is. The plural of I is? Yes. With that confidence is what I love. The plural of you is?
Y'all.
Getting better. The confidence of he or she is? They. Yay! You guys are so. See, look, you bring me happiness. Joy to class. And guess what? If these are all the same, this is what you say. Now, here is what the biggest rule is that I'll write up there. Do not get as happy. Because how do you say is? Huh? How do you say is? S. But there's also another way to say it. So do not get as happy. Okay? So, how do we conjugate them? Super easy. A star. These are a little irregular. You say estoy. Yo estoy, which means I am. Okay? You are becomes estás con acento. Here's the reason why this is so important. If you have estás and está, this means you are, this means he or she is. But if you have estás and está without the accent, it means this and these. The power of the accent. Two totally separate words by one accent mark. Okay? So super importante. Super. You have estamos, estáis, and están. I have a song for this that you guys will sing here in just a few minutes. Yay, dancing and singing. Yes. Okay? Entonces, repiten conmigo. Repiten, estar. Primeros, repiten, estar. Yo estoy. Tú estás. Él está. Mi mamá está. Nosotros estamos. Ay, mumblers con bocas grandes. Nosotros estamos. Alright, weird. All the voices got a lot deeper right there. Vosotros estáis. If you don't, I can bring you up.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
He will.
Or we can go down to Pop's office and we do it in front of him.
Pop's office?
I got the control. Vosotros estáis. Muy bien. Ellos están. Muy bien. So this is how you say this. So when I said do not get S happy, do not put it in there with está also. They both mean the same thing. S and está both mean is. You use this with location and feelings, and you use this with descriptions. Okay? So, ser, you say yo soy, tú eres, él es, somos, sois, son. They both mean the exact same thing. Okay? Clase, repiten conmigo, por favor. Ser. Bocas grandes. Ser. Yo soy. Sos. Yo soy. Sos. Yo soy. Sos. It's soy sauce.
Why weren't you a comedian?
Because I joined this profession. Which is kind of the same thing. Tú eres. Tú eres. Have you heard this word before? With what? Como eres. Oh my gosh. Oh my gato. It all comes together. Okay? Clase, repite. Él es. Ella es. Nosotros somos. Vosotros sois. Ellos son. This is the difference between ser and estar. They mean the same thing, but they have completely different meanings. Okay? Use this with location and feelings. Elf. Use this with stop. Time, origin, profession, and personality. Does that make sense? Good?